Well, it's finally here. You know, it seems like it's been a long time when these summers get long, you know, when you got summer and then you got the workouts now. It's a long time for these guys, in fairness to them. Coaches can handle it, but players, I understand why they get a little sick of playing each other. So I think they're excited to play Thursday. I know I am. You probably are. I mean, I don't know who's got what. You know, that's going to be determined the next couple weeks. A lot of work to do, but we're excited to go, and I think our guys showed it today. Practice pretty good.
Seeing Bowling Green last year and trailing them by a decent amount, does that kind of help wake you guys up for an exhibition game to see what you got to start?
I'm always awake. It's not me. That's a good question for them. But you won't see many of the same players. This is another thing that I said I'm going to do next year is whoever I scrimmage, I'm going to see if we can exchange some tape for our practices, because it's so ridiculous that we have, you know, so many new guys. Not their fault, but harder for you to get something out of me. We're watching tape of junior college games. We're watching tape of 2 or 3 different teams. One guy, we're watching EYBL tape. I mean, that's the part that's a little confusing. I'd rather send them our tape, they send us their tape. So I'm going to work on doing a better job of that. That's my problem, not the players.
So what are you looking for in this early part from your team?
I'm looking for if we can compete and whether our 2 guards can guard you. If our 2 guards can guard you, well, that's not great, but that's a step in the right direction. We got to get better, and all of them, every one of them has to improve in that area. I think we're shooting the ball better. I think our bigs are playing a lot better. Jeremy's had a heck of a run, and Cohen has become really a playmaker along with everything else he does. So the biggest key will we be able to defend? And then if you're giving up dribble penetration, which at times our wing guards do, then it's harder to rebound. So that's going to be my #1 thing for this week.
I think after the Georgia game that you guys played a few years back now, it was like the first real Division I exhibition. Now that you got a couple years of it, do you like that in terms of prepping a team versus some of the D2? I know that you kind of juggle that a little bit.
I do juggle it. I love being able to play these games. I mean, you know, we played Bowling Green this year, as you said. They very well coached. You know, it's nice to give Tuma something. I love them. And then next week we go to UConn. I mean, those are great for exhibition. I do miss 2 things. Is right away they get competitive, and instead of being able to play a ton of players, you get competitive yourself. And being a Division II guy, I feel for those guys that used to be able to come to Breslin or to Ann Arbor or to Indiana or Purdue and play in front of 10, 15,000 people. That does bother me a little bit, to be very honest with you.
A little more affection for them just because Tom's on the other side, right?
Well, yeah, but I was with Tom this weekend recruiting in Kansas City, and I told him I loved him, gave him a little kiss on the head, and said, that's it now, until after the game, you know. That's what you do. But you know, his coach is a great guy. He's hired him twice. Tom's great, and yeah, I had nothing but love for him.
You guys had Spain last year. You get a little more experience out of that, but when you guys were over there, you would do 5 new guys. You know, you were doing a lot of tinkering, wholesale, 5 different. Could you see some of that in this one, or not as much because of the differences?
Well, we don't have quite as many bodies as we had last year, believe it or not. But I think we'll play 11 guys tomorrow, maybe 12, but or Thursday. But yeah, we won't do it like we did last time, where it'll be you know, almost wholesale changes. I mean, we might do that the first time just because you get everybody in there to play, but in general, it won't be everybody playing 21 and 19 minutes like we had early last year. At least I don't see it that way.
The issues defensively, what are the things you can pinpoint that are going wrong there? Is it positioning? Is it decision making? What are the...
Well, most of the defense is effort, and all the guys like Kerr is, you know, I mean, he's one of my best kids. He's just got to get better defensively. And then, you know, for Trey, who is a phenomenal athlete, should be a great defender, but he played in systems that just trapped and pressed and didn't So, it's different. It's not his fault. It's not their fault. Everybody's got their own system, and that's what happens when people are moving all over. But at the same time, the other guy is Divine that I'm a little concerned. I'm actually really, Jeremy's been good, Wojcik's been good, and believe it or not, my freshman on the perimeter, Jordan has been really good. So those other three guys that can really shoot it, got to figure out a way to be Gary Harris and really guard it.
Speaking of Gary Harris, the rules changes. Have you thought about bringing back some of your old guys who have a little eligibility left, and in this new landscape where it doesn't matter if you're a pro or not?
I'm going to get myself in trouble, but I listen to people talk of how kids changed. Kids aren't the problem. We're the problem. This was sprung on us again yesterday, where a guy can be in the G League for 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden he's eligible. Most of my people knew nothing about it. I don't think our commissioner. I am not real excited about the NCAA or whoever's making these decisions without talking to us, just letting it go because they're afraid they're going to get sued. So you're right. I said that this really bothers your coach if you're Michigan State fans, but if you want a silver lining in a cloud, I am going to call Magic tonight. I'm going to call Jaren Jackson, Miles, Gary, Max. This just goes to show you how ridiculous people that are in power make decisions. And I'm going to get killed because someone's going to say, well, if they go pro, it doesn't work out, shouldn't they be able to come back? Well, what about the freshman you recruited there? That's somebody's son. And he thinks he's got himself a good place, and all of a sudden, shazam, they pull out of their hat and bring a 21 or 22-year-old in. To me, it's ridiculous. To me, it's embarrassing. And I love my job. I don't respect my profession, and I don't respect who's ever doing that. Whoever made those decisions, because they're afraid that a lawyer's going to sue them, sooner or later you got to fight the fight. And if we would have been aware of it, if somebody would have talked to us, maybe it's me, maybe I'm the dummy, but I'll never agree to that stuff. I think we're really hurting the freshmen in high school. The seniors in high school, giving them a chance, and we're just gonna, what's the age limit now? Is it 30? If you have 3 beards and 2 mustaches, are you illegal? You're not allowed to play? What is it gonna be? And so, you hit a sore spot for me because the transfer portal is enough. We have no rules. And now we just taken no rules and add some more no rules. And if everybody likes that, that's good. And I feel bad if a kid came out early. Maybe we shouldn't come out early. Maybe we should do a better job of helping kids make decisions, said decisions they make, and then, oh boy, I made a bad decision, so I'll go back. But the unintended consequences are the kids that are there will now get screwed and not have an opportunity. And then they'll be transferring, and then we'll have this circle. So I do not know everything about it. I cannot believe that this was sprung on us yesterday. And if it was done earlier and I didn't know about it, shame on me. But my compliance officer didn't know. There were people in this league didn't know. The NCAA's got to regroup. They got to regroup. That's my opinion. Only my opinion. So don't be mad at anybody else. Be mad at us. But I'm not going to be mad at the players. I'm going to be mad at the adults in the room. And so don't blame the players anymore. Blame the adults that make the decisions that allow some of these ridiculous things to happen. And then the unintended consequences hurt kids that are trying to do it the right way, with a process, not jumping around. And that's my 2 cents, so put that wherever you want it. Next question.
You glad not to see Marcus Johnson again this year?
Huh?
You said new players, but are you glad not to see Marcus Johnson again this year?
The big fella?
Yeah, he's at like K-State, I think now. I just looked that up. So.
Man, that kid was unique, wasn't he?
Yeah. Just change the topic more than anything.
I like it. I tell you what, he hit some shots in that game. He made some plays in that game. I mean, we didn't play great, but give them credit. They played great, and he played out of his mind. I mean, he's hitting threes. He's hitting spin shots. Freddie, you got a chance, man. A little body like yours, and he was kicking our butt. So good for him.
You mentioned
Football question, but just generally in college sports, with the realignment and the new conference moving around and stuff, I experienced it last year, but the way rivalries feel, they're just as intense as ever, right? Or has that changed?
I said it my whole life here. Got killed for it sometimes, got agreed with other times. Tell those managers to shut up down there. But, you know, rivalries are rivalries. I mean, I went back, I had to fly up north this week on Monday to do something with my president and I think it was 60 of our faculty, and they happened to go into Iron Mountain. And so I went there, and I was showing some people around. This is Iron Mountain, and this is Kingsford. This is the Hatfields, and this is the McCoys. That's 40 years later. You know, rivalries are rivalries. And the only problem I have is I think rivalries should be hated, Hatfields and the McCoys, but respected. And that's kind of the way I look at rivalries. But you don't get to have a million of them. The one good thing the administrators did was at least try to keep the rivalries that are the rivalries. And but it's difficult with all the teams that there are in these leagues now.
Speaking of rivalries, when you watch this Michigan State football game, how differently do you watch it than any other game because of your investment in it?
I watch it really close, man. I cheer really hard. I become an ultimate fan that day, and because, you know, I've seen it when I got here and Bo had it rolling down there. We didn't win many of those games, you know, and then I saw it as times changed a little bit, and then then all of a sudden we in basketball were on a roll winning. Then John Beeline came there, got a little more. Then Mark D'Antonio came here, and we won like, I don't know, 7 out of 9 or something like that, you know. But nobody ever thought that because you guys in the media don't write about that. You just write about when we lose. And it's my shot at you, Fred. But I think, you know, in a rivalry game, they've said it for 100 years. Not always does the best team win. It's sometimes the favorite has more pressure on them. Sometimes people get fat and sassy. Sometimes the underdog, you know, has a chip on his shoulder. I mean, rivalry games are something that I guarantee you this. Down in Ann Arbor and up here, somebody's calling every player every day and saying something to them. And a lot of them might be former alums at both schools. That's what's cool about a rivalry, man. I love that about a rivalry.
wondering about your freshmen too. I mean, for this game, just
I'm anxious to see them. Yeah, I'm anxious to see all my freshmen. They've been really good. I've been really impressed with Cam, and he's Antonio Smith with better skills than Tone had at the same age. He's tougher than nails. He's very smart. He's going to help us, and then Jordan, who we thought would be a year away, but I mean, it'll be interesting when the lights go on. You know, when the lights go on, it's different. You know, but I think this kid is gonna play good, and he'll get his chance to play tomorrow or Thursday.
Guys, all good?
Thank you.